Hello everybody, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Queerious Quest with your girl T. Thanks for tuning in and let's just get straight into it. So you may have noticed that I changed my hair. It is now purple. Really enjoying it so far. I just really am enjoying this color changing thing. I know I've done it a lot lately, but why the hell not? So each color has a theme. The first one was gray matter, then I went to red velvet, and this one here is purple rain. Yes, I'm really enjoying it. As I said, I'm excited to see what the next color is, and yeah, anyways, let's get into today's topic. So I really thought, like, what should I talk about today? And I was like, actually, I know exactly what to talk about. So as human beings in general, we often get moments where people come up to us and say really interesting, odd things, and we have absolutely no response for them. And I have had a lot of those moments in my life, particularly related to my sexuality and being lesbian, and I'm just like, I really don't know how to answer that. So today's topic is 10 of the most interesting / odd things that I've heard as a lesbian. Some of them really do annoy me, and some of them are just like, did you really just say that? So yeah, guys, let's see what the list entails. I get so annoyed when men sexualize being lesbian. So you're there standing with your girlfriend and this guy comes up to you and hits on you. I'm like, excuse me, can you not see that I'm with my girlfriend? And they're like, oh, you're lesbian. That's hot. Can I join the two of you for a threesome? And I'm like, did you not hear me say I am a lesbian, meaning I like women? So where do you fit into this equation, Mr. Man? No, you cannot join my girlfriend and I for a threesome. And then they'd be like, oh, can I watch? Guys, this is just some perverted thoughts. Like, that is just disgusting. It literally gives me the heebie-jeebies. No, it really does disgust me when it becomes this fantasy, sexual thing that men want to just, somewhat experience. And no, either they're super homophobic or they just super sexualize it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I remember in high school when we were getting ready for physical education training and we needed to change into our sports gear, and as I walked into the bathroom to change, one of the girls screams, guys, TT's here, run, hide. And they all ran into the cubicles. And I was like, why are you guys running? You want to change in front of me because you think I'm gonna look at you because I like women and you guys are women. Let me tell you something, boo-boo. Just because I like women, I don't like every single solitary woman. I have a type, I have preferences, and not all of you guys are my type. So I'm not looking at you in a certain type of way. I think a lot of women, when they first find out, they always think like, she could be looking at me in a certain type of way. She might just think, get the wrong ideas. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that, guys. You as a straight woman don't look at every man and be like, hey, so what makes you think that applies to lesbians? No, it doesn't work like that. How are you gonna have kids? How are you gonna raise a family? I actually got that question from a doctor once. I went to the gynecologist and he found out that I like women, and he's like, how are you gonna have kids? I'm like, Mr. Doctor Man, you are a doctor. You, out of all people, should know that there's so many medical ways to be having children. Also, did you know this fun fact? You can adopt a baby. Did you know? So yeah, I really hate it when people just almost make it seem like the only way to have a family is to raise it in a relationship where there is a mother and a father, a male and a female. I've seen some pretty awesome relationships where people are raised by, two parents of the same gender and sex. So I'm gonna be having kids with a woman, y'all. Have you ever met someone for the first time and you happen to be chatting and then your sexuality comes up and then they find out you're a lesbian, and the first question they ask is, how do lesbians have sex? And you're like, oh, I didn't tell you. None of your business. In what world is it okay to be asking someone after having met them for the first time how they have sex? Whether they're heterosexual or homosexual, you don't ask such personal questions when you've just met someone. Well, that's my personal opinion, you know? Yeah, you can't just meet me and be like, tell me about how you have sex, is it? You know? And guys, I literally do get these questions and those little awkward little things. I'm like, you don't know me well enough to be asking me such questions, you know? I'm a very open person, and my friends can ask me anything, and just in general, you know, I'll tell my friends because they are my friends and I have built relationships with them, so we can have open conversations and personal conversations. But when you just met me and you haven't built a relationship with me yet, to be asking me whether no, don't. Again, my personal opinion. Some people might answer you. I just find it very weird that, you know, you're comfortable enough to be asking me about my sex life when you've just met me. On the topic of sex, another one that I keep getting is, do you really think that when a woman and a woman have sex together, that is real sex? Wait, real sex? What is real sex according to whose definition? Yeah, I just think, again, going back to the world that we live in that is so heteronormative, we've been conditioned that anything that is valid has to have a man and a woman when it comes to sex. No, guys, same-sex sex is real sex as well. It is sex. So please stop trying to make lesbian sex not seem like real sex. Ooh, it even gets worse when they're like, yeah, it's probably because you haven't had real sex yet that you're a lesbian, you know, you haven't had the D. And I'm like, excuse me? No, guys. So how do you know you're lesbian if you haven't slept with a man yet? If it's a man asking me, for example, I always say, so have you slept with a man before? And they're like, oh no, they get so defensive. And I'm like, well, then how do you know you're straight if you haven't slept with a man yet? You could be gay. That usually shuts down the conversation. Ooh, another one that I still get a lot, and I got a lot when I'm growing up, and I'm sure that every single lesbian has at least once gotten this question in their life, is, who is the man in the relationship? And I'm like, excuse me, in case you didn't notice, there are two women standing in front of you, so there is no man in this relationship. I think the world that we live in, that is super heteronormative, we've just been conditioned to believe that, you know, a real, valid relationship has to have a man and a woman. And no, guys, two women in a relationship, two men in a relationship, that is a very valid relationship and it's very real. So can we just respect their love, you know? And yeah. And then they're like, when I finally challenge their question, they're like, no, you know what I mean? I mean, like, who's the more, you know, the more masculine one, the one that's more dominating? And I'm like, your question still doesn't make sense. So what I did, I went to the kitchen and got 2 chopsticks. And this is how I'm gonna try break this thing down, you know, simpler, as if it needs any simplification. But here are 2 chopsticks. Which is the fork? Which is the knife? Exactly. They're both chopsticks. Same thing in a lesbian relationship, you know? They're both women. There's no fork, there's no knife. Yeah, that explanation made more sense in my head. But I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say, you know? No fork, no knife, both women. I still don't get it when people think that one's sexuality is a consequence of something that has happened in their life. One that I used to get a lot when I was young is, do you have daddy issues? Were you abused by a man when you were young? And I'm like, no, I'm perfectly fine. My relationship with my dad is fine. I don't have anything that happened to me in the past. Me liking women, believe it or not, has absolutely nothing to do with my past or men. I just like women because I like women. I was born this way. So I think we really just need to let go of the thought that someone's sexuality is a consequence of something. It is not. You're too pretty to be lesbian. What a waste. Excuse me? What? Lesbians are hella pretty. And a waste for who? For men, because only men deserve nice things. Hold up. And also, in my personal opinion, there's no such thing as an ugly person. Everyone is pretty in their own special way. So actually, your statement just doesn't make sense. I don't even know I'm laughing. Maybe because I recently heard this one. Is you're lesbian. You don't look like them. Guys, lesbians don't have a look. All these little, like, you know, signals and like visual cues that we've given lesbians are just societal ideas of what lesbianism should look like. Just because I'm wearing baggy pants and I have a certain haircut and whatever it is, it doesn't make me lesbian. the way that I dress has nothing to do with my sexuality. Yeah, so I don't have to look a certain way for me to be lesbian. Actually, here are pictures of women who are lesbian, and just look at how different they are. So yeah, that brings me to the end of my list of 10 interesting, odd, very annoying things that I've heard in my life related to me being lesbian. And those are just my personal 10. I'm sure that, you know, different people have heard different ones. Please do share them in the comment section. I'm really looking forward to see what other people are experiencing out there as well. And in general, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching another video on the Queerious Quest. I really appreciate it so much. Cheers, everybody.